STS family, welcome back to another episode of the I AM STS Podcast. I'm Jeremy Calhoun, and I'm here with
Alton Cryer.
And who do we got here today?
Man, the one and only.
The one and only.
Hey, Christine.
Hey.
Y'all trip me out.
Hold on, but this is a coach.
Coach.
A talent evaluator, HR executive.
Yep. Team developer.
Team developer.
Yep. Board member.
Mother.
That is
Wife.
Woman of God.
Hey,
man.
Yes.
Grandmama.
Yes.
Gigi.
Gigi. Oh, don't put the grandma on it.
Yeah, Gigi.
Well, it's a little bit of CC, but Gigi works.
CC.
Look, the alphabet. One of the alphabet.
The one and only Christine Esser.
You're so kind. I love you
Our
guys
friend,
so much.
man.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I'm just glad to be here.
Yeah.
It's nice to be over here, hanging out with you two.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Never enough.
Where we at, Jay? Where we at?
Man, we at the one and only V2 Media. All right. Shout out to our sponsor, y'all. They are the one that powers the I AM STS podcast, y'all. If you're looking for clear, concise, and creative content, looking for a partner that can turn your dream into a reality, looking for a media partner, there's only one place to go, y'all. V2 Media. You see the clarity, you see the 4K, you see the sound is crisp, right? That's because we got the best partner in the world, and that's V2 Media. So, Uncle Mark.
What's up, Uncle Mark? Cool. What's up, man? How you been, bro?
Man, I'm blessed, man. You know, late nights.
Really?
Been grinding.
Okay. I know because of the dog. My bad.
It is, man. My dog been sick lately, man.
Oh, bro.
He threw up on me the other day. This what I'm finding out, man. I had all these things to say about, man, when I have a kid, man, if he throw up on me, hey, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
And then my dog threw up on me.
Getting soft.
And I cleaned it up. It was just poor Walker.
Yeah.
So now I definitely can't be mad at my child. If my child,
right.
It just made me eat all my little words. So I said, dang.
Yeah, bro. Like stuff you've been going through made us really be like, we may get a fish tank. We may just get a fish tank. We ain't get no. I don't know.
No, but y'all got experience. Y'all got experience from kids. Well, I didn't have any experience, so I was just going based off what how I thought I would feel when I had to clean his butt to like clean his poop.
My.
TMI.
How things change.
I said, man.
He won't even watch his God kids talking about they won't got a wipe. I can't believe.
I know Walker changing me.
I can't believe this,
Walker
man.
Texas Ranger changing me.
Look, Christine. Look, we let this man watch. Look, we let him watch. Well, it was him and Samantha watch our kids. It was just Kaden and Alonzo. For like 2 hours, right?
Man, it took me out for a whole.
So this man, they watched him. He on the couch just tired. I'm like, what you been doing, man? I've been watching him, man. This man slept about 6 hours. I'm like, Jay, what is your problem?
Man, look, hey.
Right.
I'm like, this man right here acting like he done been through.
Man, you know how much pressure it is to watch the Crier boys?
Oh, that's a lot of pressure.
I'm like, look.
Please don't get hurt.
Don't mess it up.
If something happened, I could deal with Al. If he fucked, I could just, all right. But if mama say I done messed up,
yeah.
man, I'm scared. I don't want no problems. You know,
That's fair.
I want to stay in good graces with my soul sister.
That's what's up.
You know, so I was.
Yeah. That's what's up, bro.
But we did it.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm good, bro. Just grinding, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. Just grinding, dog. Man, enjoying this season, though. This season. Man, with family and, you know, my dad just got married, you know what I mean?
Pops.
So shout out to Pops, you know what I mean? Man, mom just got a new role, new job, you know, sister about to have a baby. It's just good season, bro. I'm excited for everybody in their role and everything's going on, man. So when everybody else winning, man, it's a beautiful sight to see, man, for me.
So the Criers are blessed right now. Y'all living
bro.
in bliss.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's a good season, man. It's a good season. Yeah.
What's up with you? What's up with you, Christine?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, similar. Life is good. I don't have a dog, but I've got the grandbabies.
Okay.
So I've got Amelia. She's 3, and then we have our new little fresh nugget. He's a month and 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
I mean, it's just it's amazing. I just love it. It's a great season of life.
How often are you over there to see the baby?
Yeah.
Well, it might be too often.
But leave as soon as you leave here.
Look,
I
see
mean,
y'all later.
serious.
Yeah.
As much as possible. I mean, we're seeing them several times a week.
Yeah.
And we are invited, by the way.
There you
It's
go.
not
Okay,
just,
okay.
I mean, we do
No
come by.
pop-ups.
Yeah.
But, we do pop
They
up.
invited.
But
They invited. It's okay.
it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. They're about 25 minutes from us, so far enough, but not too far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what is it? Where is that? Where does it come from? Where is the kind of the desire to kind of just I gotta see my grandbabies. I gotta see my I gotta see my CC. Gotta be like where does that come from? Like what is that? Of course, it's your Grinch. You know what I mean? But like, where is the passion, desire? Where does that come from?
Oh man, it's a couple of things. One is when we talk about legacy, which we'll talk about that with STS. We're gonna go there. But when we talk about legacy, it really is about what I had the privilege of experiencing with my grandparents. I had a solid relationship with them. They knew the Lord, brought me to the Lord at a young age. I attribute a lot of who I am today because of them. And they were much like parents, right? As you might remember a little bit of that story. And also, I have to say, my king, Rob, right? I mean, we talked about him.
Shout out to Rob.
So, Rob, he drives a lot of it. But, I mean, there's still that natural desire. But he's over there almost daily. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Look,
so CC,
his level's way up here.
Okay.
CC's coming on the second, I'm number 2. But it's good. And I think how it is when you have your people and you love your people and you're investing, and that's what we do here at STS too. But I mean, I think because we have the desire, just naturally and genuinely, that it extends from what we do with our family too, right? Because we're all family.
Yeah, that's good.
And I can only imagine that Christine Essery love. Like when we saw her earlier in the office, I said, Alton, that you see that energy,
man.
like it just be just like a breath of fresh air. Like So I know
that's sweet because. Other times people are like, that is a lot.
Bring it on.
Love it.
Bring it on.
Look.
No, because we talked about in a previous podcast. Man, sometimes you don't see the love, right? Because sometimes people are going through so much, and so it's hard to get it out, even in a workspace. And just to be naturally, just like even if it is a hard, like I'm still gonna give what I can. And so just to be around that is effective. Infectious. I hope that's the right word. And so, we appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Yeah, but I know, man, after we're here to talk about Christine.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful, amazing board chair.
Yep.
Started out as I don't want to tell your whole story, but a lady that has helped us in so many ways, has been a blessing to us, has challenged us, but also knows how to, allow us to make decisions and just give us that counseling. Just a wonderful person.
No doubt.
Christine, one of the questions that we wanted to start off with is like, what initially drew you to STS?
Okay. Well, the real deal is the passion. I mean, take us back to 2011, 2010?
2011.
2011, okay. It all runs together and it feels like forever, which I'm okay with that. But I mean, if we jump back a decade,
wow,
and then some, I think the initial meeting you specifically at one of the places we were connected, hearing about what STS is doing, and so it was the passion of like, hey, these are some guys that care about our youth and are the youth, but care about our youth as much as I do, care about people in our community. Like many of us do. And so that was the initial draw because it's, the first interaction, the first conversations. And then from there, I followed you. I followed you. And you got to...
Glad I cleaned my Facebook.
Look, I'm about to say, thank God.
I cleaned my...
God.
It was all good. All good.
There we go.
At that time I was following, I was seeing, things come out, pictures of what's going on, the students, places. I mean, you're all over the place. I'm like, where are they at next? It's kind of like, where's Waldo? You're just like, where am I going to find them? But I mean, it was always about something positive, and it was student related. I mean, and I have a story, that we've talked about before, and man, I wish STS was there when I was a young person because, the things that we focus on, the exposure specifically, when you come from a certain zip code, which I did, and not much was expected. When you get an opportunity to partner up, I mean, volunteering and spending time and then being able to serve, which I never even, I had no idea. Like, I had no idea that you would allow me, I mean, quite literally allow me to come into the space alongside you and say, what is it that we're doing for our students? What can we, challenge ourselves to do better? What are we doing right already that we can continue to foster? I mean, it's a privilege for me. It's an absolute privilege.
Man, look, we didn't know if you was going to say yes.
Right.
We was like,
please accept this email. Please respond to this email. But you know what? I think naturally when purposes align, when people that have the same passion, are moving in their purpose and their desire, I think it's just natural. You know what I mean? Like, it's not forced, it just feels right. You know what I mean? And so I think that is why there was a natural progression of relationship and then grow and then getting involved that made the most sense as far as getting involved with STS, man. And so I think it was because like when we first met, it was at sometimes you meet people in certain spaces and you just know, okay, hey, this is one step closer that we're in the right space, right? Met at Breakfast Club, right? Okay, this is the right space. Start seeing in different events. Okay, we in the right space. Okay, hey, let's connect. And it just made sense over time. And that's one point about relationships that sometimes you may not hit the home run on the first chance, right? You may not try to, okay, let's go volunteer, let's give back, let's do. Sometimes it's not meant to do it all at once, but there's small increments of growth. Because I think the first introduction I think we brought you in as a speaker, maybe as far as our students. I think we brought you in as a speaker. I think it's the first kind of like introduction.
Like a touch point,
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, but. And then you started to coach our collegiate program, and then jumped on the board. And it was just a natural progression. And then we'll talk about the company that you're at.
Oh yeah, that's cool too.
Right, and so let's talk about the natural progression of what your company has done for STS and just the relationship around STS and Transnetyx.
Yeah, well, I mean, you all know because we talk about it enough. But I mean, corporate partnerships are the way that we'll be able to execute what's important, what we know is critical to student success, right? So it's getting our students into a space where they can see themselves. Like they walk past the offices or they come to the conference room, they're sitting at the board table, they're sitting across from our CEO and the other senior leaders, and they're a part of listening in on those conversations. I mean, hands down, there's nothing like it. I remember my first time doing that. I mean, it's been a minute, but But I remember that and thinking, oh, wow, my mind's blown because, these people are talking about these things that are impacting the entire organization, no matter how big or small. And so with that, I think about Transnetyx specifically having that opportunity where we're in the life science biotech space. Memphis is booming from, for all different sorts of industries, right?
Absolutely.
And typically when you're thinking about biotech and life science, you don't always think of Memphis, Tennessee. Now there's some really great organizations in Memphis, Tennessee that's all about it. But for us, I mean, I have to just say, I think we get more out of the connections and interactions with these students than the students may get. I think hands down, we have a community of people who want to pour in.
Definitely.
And so when we have opportunities, when the students are coming, when we set up these day in the life, I mean, I have more people than what we have space. Well, the good news is we get to spread the love.
Yeah, there you go.
So not everybody's got to be in the room at the same time.
There you go.
But so for us, I mean, having an opportunity for the students to come in. Now, I'll tell you what's really impressive.
What's that?
Okay. I'll tell you what's really impressive. So when our STS students show up, they show up. And I know what, and I personally know because I've been a part of the organization of what goes in behind the scenes before they ever walk in the door. So when they walk straight up to the CEO and shake their hand, looking in the eyes, the eye contact's really important. Look, I mean, we see that in students all the time. That those are some of the challenges. And so they walk straight up to the CEO, shake the hand, and say, one day I want your job. And you're like, mic drop.
My job.
But I mean, and I think it's a little shock and awe for some of them, right? But our students have confidence, and I spent some time with students in different spaces, and we might have those ninth graders or even those early comers that don't have all that yet. But man, when they do,
Oh man, you
Look.
Watch out.
gotta pull them back.
Yeah. So-
Last
Bring
pay,
them back.
get the job first.
yeah, right. They're not
Right,
writing you a check yet.
Right, exactly. Right. Wait, hold on. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So-
Get on board it first.
You know, I think for Transnetyx, for
Yeah.
us, it's just really an opportunity to have some folks in the house and sit around people that are in the roles that they may not ever even have heard of.
Yeah.
Like, look, when we're talking about degrees or whether it be the 4-year, the 2-year, you know, maybe choosing military or something like that, you know, which is, you know, options to our students, obviously. You know, it's like, hey, if you do this, these are some options.
Yeah.
And man, I thought about, you know, one of the first investments that Transnetyx made into STS was becoming a sponsor of an event.
That's right.
We were doing bringing out the leaders.
Yep.
We're doing bringing out the leaders, and they became our title sponsor. And just to see that from speaking to an employee to, hey, we don't mind sponsoring an event that connects students. I mean, aligns with you all's mission, man, connect students with professionals. To saying, hey, we're gonna give an annual donation. Like the growth, I love the growth of the partnership. Not even the growth just from you, and your investment from just a volunteer to now a board chair, but the growth of our involvement with Transnetyx from a sponsor to now you all are what we call a 3-tier sponsor. You give in kind, you give financially, and you provide experiences. Like that, to me, is a dream scenario. And just super grateful that, because you're always going to have somebody on the inside advocate.
That's right.
Sure.
Advocate for you, say, hey, I think this is something worth investing in. You know, one of the questions I wanted to ask you is, what made you be okay with asking? Because, you know, sometimes when you got to make the ask, you're like, I believe in it, but do they believe in it? Like, but you were willing to go to bat for us and say, hey, I think this is worth the investment. Like, what made it easier for you to make that ask to your corporation? Like,
Yeah.
for you to do it,
You got to
is
put your
one
name
thing.
on the line at
Yeah,
that point.
exactly,
Right.
Well, I mean, you kind of made it easy.
There we go.
I
Okay.
mean, so in all fairness, I mean, really the way that you've allowed us to just organically, you know, kind of progress in the relationship, it wasn't that you said, hey, it has to be this way.
Yeah.
I mean, look, some of that flexibility with organizations,
Yep.
because depending on the company, you know, lots of companies are willing to write checks.
Yep.
However, when you talk about those touch points, the investment of really understanding what is the mission, you know, what is it that we're doing and where is my money going toward, those are those, you know, key connectors, I think. So for me, your question about, you know, what made me ask and, you know, why wasn't I, you know, scared about it or something, you know, or what didn't hold me back? Well, number one, you know me well enough that I'm kind of loud and I don't mind asking any question.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it's because I believe so much in what we're doing. And I knew that our leaders believed in it too. So now look, that may not be the case for every organization, or maybe you don't know yet because you've never asked. But I mean, I would, you know, encourage everyone to just ask. And I think the biggest difference for, at least at Transnetyx, and I've worked for other companies too, but I think when you have employees who are engaged and excited about things, typically the employers will say, hey, you know, good organizations will say, what can we do to support our employee that's doing this work in the community and volunteering? The volunteer hours and those touch points are pretty important. I hope that helps.
I did.
Okay.
And so you mentioned like asking the question, right? And so we had to ask for the job shadow, right? Y'all coordinated days. What is some of the experiences that you've seen, the most rewarding experience you've seen from the job shadow? Because students can go in, they can learn about the job, but like what's most rewarding about what you've seen from those experiences when you all did it?
It all goes back to the students. I mean, every single time you're going to ask me, and it's going to be a student story. I mean, as I think about, we've done this now for years, pre-COVID, post-COVID, we've done them in different ways. You know, I love that we stay nimble to that, to say, what do our students need? Not just what we can offer alone, but can we meet the company where they are, you know, meet Transnetyx where we are and say, we can do this for this amount of time. But then we're also saying, you know, what's important to our students and what do they need in that point of time. So with that, you know, I've seen students who come in And again, shake the hand of the CEO,
Right,
say
right.
some things,
Right,
say
right,
some
right,
things.
right.
But then also, navigate the room a bit. Some of the more seasoned students do that. And it just makes it like as leaders are coming into the room, as managers are coming into the room that are serving in these roles, individual contributors, whatever the case may be, they're already starting that connection. But what I think is really impressive are the questions.
Yeah,
I get so thrilled when the students confidently, maybe not always feeling that, but they say out loud like, well, what did you do? What kind of education track did you take? And man, it's great when you just that honest, open dialogue's happening, and then the students walk away from that. And it was I remember a time. Okay. I remember a time. I remember a time. I remember a time where a student came in as, I think, a pre-med.
Okay.
It was biomed, pre-med, something like that. Okay. They left there. Now, I know with a team member that kind of made all that happen, the passion that he had, they left there saying, I think IT's actually where I want to go.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah. There was actually a couple, but I know one specifically, it's like, I never saw it that way.
Wow.
And so and that goes back to the exposure, part of our 4E model, right? Yeah. The exposure is like you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And then you get that exposure and they're asking questions and they're curious. Curiosity is important. Yeah. So that's some of my favorite moments.
That's good. I'm glad you brought that moment up because I think sometimes the job shadowing experience, one or two things are going to happen, right? They're going to be exposed like, hey, this is what I want to do, and it's confirmed now.
Right.
Or I just found out about something else, and I'm going after that.
That's right.
And at the end of the day, our mission is to help students get into careers that they can be proud of. And
that's right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Because we can tout the high positions, the entrepreneurship, the CEO, the director, whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, what role is going to be most fitting for you? That you can be proud of the life that you live. One thing about my industry that I'm in, it talks about creating a life by design, right? Versus just living a life that's been given to you, right? And so, but how do we create a life that's by design and not necessarily by default? And so I'm glad you mentioned that because for our companies out there, you may have an individual that do a job shadowing experience. We may coordinate with you, and they want to see IT, HR, finance, sales, and show them it. You want to show them it all because they need to be exposed as much as possible. Because we all know our career trajectory is here. It's never linear. You know what I mean? And so, And it's interesting, too, because as we're around these students, and I've been around other students even outside of STS for years, it's those biases that kind of start to creep in to say, well, this is the family that I'm from. This is my neighborhood. These are the only jobs. I mean, I remember in my neighborhood, most of the adults that worked in my neighborhood, blue collar, construction, carpet laying, things like that. Maybe even seasonal. And so it stood out to me when these students get to come in and just see a variety of roles. It's not all, one way. That's right.
It's just not.
Good. That's good.
And I think, man, that speaks to, we talk about, again, what makes STS different and the kind of the path that we're going for is career exploration. Just that exposure and allowing those students, as you both have mentioned, to explore different careers. But, sometimes in that exploration, right, a student, career exploration is also like company exploration. They didn't know that this company existed. They didn't know that, hey, I can have a seat in this building. And, part of our goal is to connect these young people to opportunities, is to show companies that, hey, we have the ability to develop a young person's skills so that they can easily transition into your company. And one of the success stories that we had was we've had a student that attended a day in the life at Transnetyx, got a chance to be exposed to this company that has robots, that has a global presence, has a lab that is world class, just an amazing footprint here in Memphis. And they got a chance to say, hey, can I have a space here? And not only did they asked a question, you were inquiring about it. Hey, we got some opportunities. So you were looking proactively, how do we get a student involved if this is the right situation? And lo and behold, that situation happened. Yeah. Can you talk about that experience of being able to see that a student show up for a Bridging the Gap, Day in the Life series, but then being able to hire them?
Yeah, that was
like,
really
can
cool.
you talk about that experience? Because that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, it's entry into the workforce. I mean, look, with our students, we are meeting the brightest stars, I believe, the brightest stars. They're our legacy. They're our leaders, not only for today, but for tomorrow too. Yeah. And I say leaders, in the whole sense, right? I mean, they're leading their families, they're leading their community, and they're leading in their organization. So for this particular student that we had the opportunity to meet in the program Day in the Life specifically is what I remember, and then having a chance to reach out to you all and say, I think it's intentionality, number one. For our businesses, for the folks, the managers and decision makers in the organizations, it's a choice and it's an intentionality to do it.
Absolutely.
To reach out to partners like STS, which I advise you do. Come on. And and because we got great students. We've got great students. So with that, when I reached out and I remember Maria and I talked to her before, and so when you said, "Hey, let me make this connection," I'm like, "Awesome!" Had the conversation, went through, what's the right seat, entry into Transnetyx, and as she was looking at developing her future path. And we found a seat, and it was great. And so she was able to come in, have this period of learning and exposure. Then when a full-time opportunity became available, we were able to snag her. And she said yes to us. You said yes. So, with that, it's just to see that unfold and to be a part of, and again, I wasn't the decision maker. So you're coming
So she had to kind of somebody else.
She had to do her thing. And as all students do. So anyway, with that, I think it came together because it was intentional by design. Going back to your point, it is by design.
Absolutely.
And you all, STS has made it possible for organizations like Transnetyx to see the design, know where we can plug in, whether it be time, finances, opportunity. And so you make it so simple. So when you say, we're an ideal partner because of our, trio approach to that, I just say it's because you've made it that easy.
It has been, but I really appreciate it. We made it easy, I think, only because you guys were willing. I think that's the thing that I think Alton and I are looking to get more partners and companies and organizations to see. We got a model of think big, start small, act now.
That's right.
And we just want to show partners that, hey, have you thought about this opportunity? Have you thought about this talent that could they potentially fill a need for your company? And they're local. It's a local talent that wants to positively be involved in the Memphis ecosystem. Can we give that young person a reason to stay in Memphis? Can we give that young person a chance to grow and do it in your company? And again, just grateful that your leadership and has given them that opportunity. And the one thing that made me probably the proudest, I felt like, I don't have any kids, but I felt like probably Alton feels when one of his kids does something awesome, is that we had a timeline of like 90 days or however many days to, hey, let's see if this is a good fit. And we didn't even get to the 90. It
was before that.
It was before that. It was like, hey, I think this is a good fit. And kudos to Maria for understanding that my performance today will create a door for another student down the road. Right. And I was just grateful. And now she's been there almost 2 years. I know she's growing, she's developing. I know after you had a story that we mentioned earlier about just now that she has economic or a job that's allowing her to live a life that she can be proud of, it's allowing her to create savings account, allow her to, to be able to do things that we sometimes take for granted. But now she's building a future, she's building a foundation that will allow her to thrive and continue to grow. So
Yeah.
again, kudos to the Strive program that's developing our high school students and helping them identify pathways.
Yeah.
But then kudos to Transnetyx for being a willing partner and trusting when we had no proof
Right.
that this could even be a possibility, but you were willing to think big, start small, and act now with us. And we can't say anything but thank you for that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And so I say now, you know, where do you see the future of STS, right? In our city. Where do you see it? You're our board chair. And I say board chair, but I would just board servant.
cheerleader, servant,
Man, just ambassador, just all about us. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like she'd go to war for us, boy. You know what I mean? I feel like she'd throw the combat
I'll
boots
take
up.
one for you.
Hey, you know, and that to have that level of support by somebody of your stature, of your level, of your heart, it's an honor and a privilege. You know what I mean? And so, where do you see STS moving forward? What do you see the future for STS?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I simply stated, the future is bright. we've got some exciting things going on, and it's not just with our students, but it is with the corporate partners. It is with organizations like V2 Media who see what's going on and want to be a part of supporting that.
Yeah.
There's lots of opportunities for not only our students, but for our community, for our Memphis community to get on board and learn more. And we have a really exciting event coming up this year too, where you can learn more and be a part of that. And you'll hear more about that soon, I'm sure. You know, what I would like to see, I mean, alongside, I know your goal and vision too, is to see more students reached.
Yeah.
I mean, it is about the students. It started with the students, and it's all about the students.
There we go.
So, and I know that the three of us and among a team of other people, I mean, scores of other people who are coaches, who are board members, who are advisory board members, all of us want to support and undergird what's already happening and the work that you're doing. So I think, you know, triple, quadruple the number of students that we're going to reach and, you know, the years to come. And STS will become a name not only in this city, which it already does reside in a lot of spaces, but it'll become more well known. We will get that word out. Students, organizations, you'll see the logos. You'll see us more. That's what's happening. The future's bright. Our students are amazing. We have a workforce that we're developing right now that companies are going to want to tap into.
Come on.
Right?
We're going to stamp that. We're going to say that.
We're going to run that back.
Run that back. Up to my man. That's good. Christine, thank you so much. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend.
Look, I love you guys so much.
Appreciate you. We thank you for all that you're doing, all you've done for us. Shout out to Rob for letting them borrow you. Rob,
thank you. You're the MVP.
We appreciate you, man. We appreciate
all
you.
the hours.
All the hours.
He's like, take her. No, I'm just kidding. We've been there 35 years. I'm sure he's like, I'm good.
But thank you so much for all you done for us, man. And shout out to Bob Bean, leadership over there at Transnetyx for supporting it. You gave us a space, the office. You know what I mean?
I get to see you more frequently. Go into the break room, get our coffee together.
Get some fruit snacks, get some some snacks, man.
That's
and so just thank you. We appreciate you. And I'll let Jeremy give your final words, but man, I think there's a company out there, or there's an employee that's watching this, gonna watch this video, right? But they're trying to figure out a way to get STS connected. What is some of the language? What do they need to say to entice their leadership or just their team to kind of get involved? What do you think they need to kind of?
Yeah. So if it's an employee that's already volunteering, I think sharing what you're doing. I know it kind of feels a little odd sometimes, but share some of the pictures of the students and the collection, you know, the meetings and connections that you're having with the students, spending time with them. You have the story to share. So I think telling the story of what you're doing, why you're doing it, and why you're excited about it, and then bringing the decision makers and other employees into it to say, hey, you want to be a part of this too? It's exciting. This is what we're doing. And so I think it's really the introductions, the connections. I know we talk about that over and over. But I really do believe that those, those moments of being able to say, this is what I'm doing and this is what I'm a part of, and it's so special. that I want you to be a part of it too.
Yeah, that's good.
You know?
You got that language, boy.
That was straight off the cuff.
That's good.
That's that HR.
That's what you said. Yeah.
Man, Christine, this has been a wonderful time. I know we could talk for days. Like we can have this we have these conversations.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like you said, a walk to the break room turned into a 30-minute conversation. But again, just on behalf of STS, thank you for your service. Thank you for your belief in Alton and myself and our team. Thank you for the belief in our mission. And we definitely look forward to growing with you and alongside you as we continue to, as you said, quadruple our impact. Because you said it best. The focus is not about Alton. It's not about Jeremy. It's truly about the students. And we definitely want to encourage any company that is looking to be a part of changing the narrative about Memphis youth or about our workforce. We're taking a proactive approach, and we're working with our natural pipeline for talent, which is our high school and college students. We're working to get those individuals up to a place where you can hire them directly into your company. And if that's something that you're interested in, something that you say, hey, I'd love to learn more, we definitely want you to be a part of the progress and success that STS will look to continue to make here in the city of Memphis, and use Transnetyx as an example. We're gonna think big, but we always can start small, and we definitely want to act now. So again, thank you all for joining us today on the I AM STS Podcast. We got to end it with our creed.
Okay.
Christine, do you got it?
Well, let me work on it. Hold on just a second. I want to make sure I don't miss anything.
It's on your cup too.
Oh, it's on my cup.
You know, I wasn't gonna say nothing.
I just did this yesterday. I usually know the kickoff anyway, but then I get on to it. I get so excited. I'm like, what did I just say? What do we come to do?
Compete.
How are we rocking?
With excellence.
I'm a boss.
I got more to earn.
I'm a student.
I got more to learn.
I'm a leader.
I got more to change.
How are we winning?
On
purpose.
There we go.
There you go.
Make sure y'all like,
Yeah.
subscribe, share, and also comment.
Yeah.
Give us some comments. Say what you think about it, some feedback. We love to hear it. Also, if you want to get connected with STS, the email is contactus@stsenterprise.org. All right. Any company want to get involved, get connected, we're available. Contact us at stsenterprise.org.
Yeah.
Shout out to our sponsor, V2 Media.
V2 Media.
I'm Mark.
And look, don't forget, we got the dopest mission in Memphis.
What's dope?
What stands for doing our part
Every day.
All right. Thank y'all so much.
Bye.